Okay, thank you so much, Ali, for that introduction. Welcome everyone to this session. So, as Ali introduced, I am Ammar Jamshed, and I am a data scientist. I've been working on AI solutions, ML models, and now I've taken those skills much further into building websites, apps, and softwares. Thanks to the rise of AI and platforms like Google Anti-Gravity, Cursor, and multiple other platforms that are now also been created. So first of all, I'm happy to see a lot of young people like you, taking an interest in learning from this age, because this is really the best time for development. And in today's session, though, I'm going to basically be telling you about, okay, how are basically, what do we say, like stocks, very important for our country, and also how we analyze them with the use of AI and basically other forms of technology like analytics and even advanced softwares today. Let me just share my slides first. Okay, because I myself am a big time, a fanatic of stocks. I play with them all the time. And now, thanks to AI, I'm using AI platforms as well to make better decisions now. And let's be realistic when we talk about whether the people can, AI can replace us people. Well, it's built on our data, it's built on our understanding of how things are. The day those understandings and data completely change, then AI can't do anything. So it has to be continuously reprogrammed, pre-programmed, and readjusted into how it's interacting with people and coming and becoming useful for us. So now with that, let's start the session. So I believe everyone can see my slides. Just need a confirmation. Can everyone see my slides? Okay, perfect. So let's start this then. Okay, review slideshow. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So when we talk about the Pakistan stock market in particular, we can so say that it differentiates a lot from compared to other countries' stock markets. When people say stocks are a risky game, they are wrong and they're also right. Why? Because stocks in their early years, they won't yield any gain for you, but in the long term they yield a lot of good returns for you, far more than property yields you, far more than treasury bills or even other things yield you. But again, it all depends on your risk appetite and what kind of income safety net are you looking at. Okay, so the four things that we not automatically, we commonly see in stocks are statistics, like, mean, variance, correlation. Mean, though we all know are averages. Variance, again, the difference of what's expected and what's actual, which is always high in stock markets in the short term and even larger in the long term. And correlation, again, how do two things move together? Okay, in stock markets there's so many correlation factors, but the problem with all of those correlations are they can sometimes be indirectly linked and sometimes even be directly linked. So stock market compared to other forms of data sets is the most volatile and yet the most hard to understand till date, even by the most advanced data scientists and AI practitioners in this world. And probability, again, all of machine learning and AI today, it's based on the laws of probability, that what's the chance of something happening versus not. Okay, and then time series, again, a lot of people take time series too seriously compared to other machine learning models. Again, time series is based on averages. If let's say today the stock goes from price 10 rupees to 12 rupees, the next year it's moving from price like 10 to 13 rupees. Okay, so let's say this year moved 2 rupees ahead, next year it's moving 3 rupees ahead. 2 plus 3 becomes 5. 5 divided by 2, it becomes what? 2.5, right? So then we say on an average stocks are increasing by 2.5 rupees every year. This is time series. Basically all of the weather forecasting is mostly based on this, which is why mostly it's inaccurate. Because again, when we say forecasting, it means we're not sure. When we say prediction, it means we are making an estimate based on multiple factors linked to it. Like regression and classification, we're linking multiple other factors and then making an estimation that the chance of these happening is based on all these factors combined happening at once. Okay. And build mode. Previously, though, we would be opening up Colab workbooks and showing people, okay, this is the code, run it over here. Now, though, Google Anti-Gravity and Gemini have made it so easy. Like Anti-Gravity, it's Google's competitor to Cursor, basically. And take a look over here. So all you have to legit do is just type your query over here and upload the file. It will legit do everything for you. You can even tell it that, can you make a website of this for me? Can you make an app for me and publish it on Play Store? All of these things you can tell Google Anti-Gravity, but I'm not using it because, again, computing power is limited because I'm on the free version. I have the paid version of another tool. Okay. But for this session, though, I had to show you Anti-Gravity as I'm not allowed to show the other one. Okay. So now let's go further now to what we were talking about. Now the next one. Okay. Now, so, okay. 1 minute, right now. Yeah. So when we talk about a difference over here, that what kind of mathematical approach we need to take, what kind of statistical approach we have to take, we first need to understand the main difference here. Like, a lot of people here do not know the difference between mathematics and statistics. Okay. In my definition, again, where these two things differ, maths is the reverse engineering of numbers. Stats, on the other hand, is the analysis and presentation of these numbers. Okay. A lot of people can be good at stats. A lot of people can be good at math. But they are two entirely different things. So a lot of people, especially in this field, you should not confuse the both. Because stocks are highly based on stats. They are very less based on math, But if you talk about investment banking or, risk modeling, risk modeling is again based on stats. But investment banking and financial engineering, it's based on maths highly. Okay. It's a long debate, so I'm not going to get too much into it, but you need to understand that PSX data and analytics is mostly the game of statistics and AI. Okay. And AI itself is statistics too. Okay. So now, okay. So why PSX? Again, it's the gold, okay, for understanding how the market works. How, the entire economy is functioning through different companies, changing their businesses, their prices, their volume of number of investors on a daily business. When people buy stocks and shares in a company, right, they're buying a piece of trust of that company, that this company is going to perform, the value of this company is going to go up. Like, I'll give you my example. When I was 13 years old, I wanted to invest really badly that time in stocks. But unfortunately, that time in Pakistan, we had no rules available for minors to come and invest in stocks. We weren't that advanced in our time back then. But now they do allow them. So that time, one Nestle share, I used to look at the stock exchange, every day I used to look at the stock prices in the newspaper. That time, one share of Nestle was worth 600 rupees. Had I bought, let's say, 100 shares of Nestle that time, 600 into 100 is what? 60,000 rupees, right? Today, that one share is worth 8,000 rupees. So today, if 8,000 into 100, what? 800,000. 60,000 rupees of shares back in 2012 would be worth 800,000 rupees today. And buying power would have gone much up as well with it, because again, 800,000 rupees can buy you a lot as well. Not probably what it could buy you then, but still can buy you a lot today. Okay. So that is one thing we always have to remember. Stocks in the long run rise just like real estate. Okay. Now the three fundamentals of stock markets, which we have to always understand. One is mean. Okay. That basically, again, what is the average increase prices mostly, and variance, the differences of prices between yesterday and today, and correlation, what factors are leading to the changes in stock prices. Okay, now correlation is where everyone gets a bit interested. Okay, how do we know today we have to buy this price? What are the factors we should look into? And Pakistan is one where it's different from the rest of the world here, because rest of the world, it's demand and supply that influence the stock market. How many people are buying it, how many people are selling it. But now that's also changed over there too, because we have so many influential celebrities now in the stock market, that if, let's say, Elon Musk today decides to buy a share in Apple, suddenly Apple's share will go up by 500% in the market, because people know that Elon Musk is buying it, so it must be making a lot of money. And Pakistan has been on this trend for who knows since the time of its beginning. AKD buys a share, suddenly the stock market goes up, and whenever, let's say, Jalsa happens in this country, stock market crashes so badly, So these are the factors that unfortunately get linked to stock markets very often in the short term. But in the long term, the stock market always recovers and, gives us 5-10 times the return, which we usually expect when we invest. Okay. Now, look. Now, the probability of what you feel the price will go up, that's what probability of upper trend is. Expected value, the average outcome across multiple different scenarios, that, if the stock market will face a liquidity crisis, this is how much we could lose. If the stock market does mediocrely, mediocre, then we could make this much money. If the stock market performs really good, this is the how much money we should make. Just like when we make any planning for any event, we always imagine multiple scenarios, right? That how much, if we lose money, how much we can lose. If we make average amount of money, how much can we make? And if we make so much, what is the max we can achieve? So we always have to look that what the amount we're willing to risk is worth the amount we could actually gain. These are the two things we always have to weigh together. Okay. So now SMA, EMA, smooth moving averages versus exponential moving averages. Okay. Smooth moving averages would be, this thing rising a bit over here. But if this, let's imagine this as year first and this as year two. So look, it has gone up by a expected level of trend, a bit up from what it used to be. This is smooth moving averages, meaning halka halka upar ja raha hai. But if we look at exponential, would be, then let's imagine this as year one and this as year two. If suddenly instead of going from here to here, it directly jumped from here all the way to here, this would become exponential moving average. Look, while we think that we're getting so much money in the stocks, this is not always a good sign. It means the market's on steroids, because it's not logically possible for you to get this much money in the next year. Unless some sort of main event has happened that Pakistan has discovered, let's say, more oil, more oil reserves than all of Saudi Arab, then maybe this market can go up like this. But otherwise, we cannot expect some sort of movement in stocks like this, because again, this is increased based on the number of people that increase in terms of stock investors, which we have seen rise this year to up to 1 million, while in India, it's still, let's say how much, it's still 180 million stock investors we have, while in Pakistan, we just have 1 million, because our market is still not well connected to the people. Now, the first thing all of you should do when understanding stocks is pull PSX data. I'll show you where you can pull it from. Okay. I'll show you. Okay. PSX data. Over here. Okay. Now downloads. Okay. Okay. So let's now look into over here. Market closing is here. Value search by date. So I want to search, today is 18th. Let's search by 17th. Okay. Symbol wise, no. Indian sized. Yeah, this should be the one we're looking for. Market summary, closing. How the market performed when it closed. Yeah. So the close market every day, starts at 9 a.m. and closes around 3:30 p.m. Okay, on average. Friday closes at 4 p.m. because of the Juma break. Okay, so this is how the stock market in Pakistan on daily fund works. Okay, it's not the one I'm looking for. Let's download it. Okay. Now let's see. Extract to. Okay, it's a list file. Impressive. They're still using their old software. I'm surprised myself. Lisp. Okay, so this is the entire stock market in text form. You all can convert it into Excel form as well, or using Google Sheets as well. Just go over here in Excel or Google Sheets even. But again, I use Excel mostly, so that's why I'm using that. I think Google Sheets has the same feature as well. Okay, from text CSV. Otherwise, just upload it to Gemini and ask it to structure it to you like a proper workbook. Okay. Now you'll see there'll be a problem over here. I'll tell you why, because it's a list file and it needs a proper text file. Oh, it actually worked. And the only thing it didn't do is the column names, but other than that, it actually put all the company names, everything. See, which I can change if I transform it, and I can just load the data. Same thing in Google Sheets. Okay. So let's go back here. Okay. Now, when we talk about loading, so we can load the data like that into Colab as well. And okay, let's also open Colab and have a look out, although I rarely use it these days. So let's look into anti-gravity. Okay, let's see if anti-gravity can directly code it for us. Okay, now let's go here, add, let's see, media workflows. Nope, it's saying not workflows here. Let's add. Okay, we go. Let's put the address over here. Copy as path. Okay. So analyze the stock market prices and tell which companies are good. Again, this is not me telling you to buy or sell. I'm just showing you how the program works. I have to always give that disclosure. Allow this conversation. See, it's automatically doing it for us now. Also, at the back end of this, it is also using Colab and Python. Okay, in the back end, because all of these, most of these, like agentic AI platforms are built on the backend with Python. Now they also have merged C++ and Java into all of them as well. So they can build large scale systems and applications. So look, it's working and telling us now. And based on the better prompt we give it that I want this and this and that, this is just a general analysis it's giving me. So let it load. Okay, until it's fully generated, let me show you a website I made for my personal use. Okay, and it's open to the public as well. A lot of people are using it now too. Dividendflow.pk. Okay. So basically, this is this is also a website I made which shows you that based on the news, which stocks are to be affected. Again, it makes a correlation. It doesn't give you buy or sell advice. And this is the dividend calendar. What are dividends? It's the profit you get from stocks. Okay, that every closing period, which is every quarter in Pakistan, you get a share of the company's profit directly credited to your bank account. Okay, based on the number of shares you hold. Okay, so that I'll explain to you in more detail later on, because we don't have that much time in the session for you to get into detail. But it tells you all the companies with good payouts, weak payouts, which companies are paying good dividends. Okay, everything here. So, and again, this is based on company announcement, because every year company every quarter announces a different dividend policy. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's mediocre, depending on the financial performance. And this is the market data which it scraps every day. You can also check over here that which stocks are doing well or not. Let it load first. And let me show you anti-gravity. Okay, it's already done it now. Let's see. Expand. Okay. Run. Until then. Okay. It's running. Now let's go back to the website. Now let it resolve its own errors as well. Okay. So over here, market data, this is the, let me load it again. That was the forecast. Okay, now take a look at these are all the companies, their last prices, which one has changed. You can see that over here. You can also see change up. Okay, the change downwards, which companies made the lowest returns. So all of this is changes daily. It's all written here, top gainers, top losers, and how overall the stock market performed. It's right over here. And how much you want to earn from dividends, you can put your salary and your expected yield here. and forecast is how much, let's example, this is HBL, let's say GHL, Gandhra. So this is how you can check the changes of prices, estimation, and reporting cycle, income planner, and there's also dividend, and then there is, you can also upload your dividend portfolio which you get in any company, and it tells you how much you're going to earn this year as well based on the announcements up till now. Okay. I don't have mine is confidential, so I can't share it over here. And market brokers, this is coming soon, and it also tells you that which reporting cycle will you get dividends. Everything is over here as well. Okay. And if you want help, the AI, my market buddies over here, so it's an AI app made. So example, dividend picks, everything will tell you. It's loading, and let's see how far has the anti-gravity gotten to. It's correcting its own mistake. Nice. Always run. The internet is a bit slow, that's why this is a bit slow right now, but otherwise I would have given you the answer by now. Run. It's taking a while. And this is another thing that I built over here. It's my basically website guidance. It's basically me telling you what you're seeing on my website. So if you need guidance on this, it helps you here as well. Okay. This is basically a platform I created called dividendflow.pk. Again, thanks to AI, a lot of things have become possible again. So this is your best time to make sure to use it for your, your benefit. And this is a video theme I also made about it. Let me show this to you as well to pass some time.
Welcome to Adverse Risk Lookup.
Sorry, this is the other one. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the one, I think.
PSX and gold, Bible faces ready. To be told. The Hazel Oscar hope take flight. The nerd Pakistan against the sky so bright. Certificates dance like leaves on wind. The KR coins glitter as a new day begins. Laptop gold, light. Small steps today. I'm stands on. Books open wide, statistical know. Understand and watch your garden grow. Banners waving, make the sky so clear. Chart point upward, future strong. Take a say. Slides the way to go. Watch the numbers let me go and stand tall. Just go.
So yeah, also again, this music also I composed with another AI tool, and then I used anti-gravity and all, to merge it with the video of my choosing as well, which I generated the image as well. So again, this is why I also showed you this as well, that there's so much you can do now thanks to AI as well. So make full use of this while you're working in your careers or you're doing your work. Make full use of it is what I say. If there are any questions right now, I'll be happy to answer them. Okay. if you also, anyone needs any guidance on anything related to data, AI, or stocks as well, I'm happy to help out as well. There is no problem there too. You can always reach out to Ali for all the contact details and everything. I have no issues at all when it comes to help in anyone. Okay. Okay, good question Aliman had. So basically what I did was, initially I was asking PSX people that, give me live access to the API of your website. So when they told me, hey, you have to pay 60,000 rupees a month for it minimum. And that also the delayed web data. So I'm like, I need either live data or otherwise it's not useful, because I can do the delayed data myself as well. So what I did is I created some bots that whenever the stock market closes, it directly scraps the data to my website, and then it does all the advisory based on that. And again, PSX data is public data, so legally they can't do anything. Yeah, that's basically how I built it, and I use Git cron jobs for that. And other than that, if you have any further questions on development on these things as well, there are other websites I've also developed thanks to the use of AI as well. So PSX API, if you want to use it, you need to have a broker license because they ask for a TREC certificate. That minimum, again, costs millions to get for as a broker. So if you're going through a broker, you can use the data from their end, but they also have these governance principles that they cannot share the data with third parties. So that's the thing as well. So otherwise, PSX takes 100,000 rupees almost for their live API for anyone that's not a broker. If anyone has any more questions on this as well? Okay. Other than that, like what I would highly suggest, okay, someone who is pursuing a CS degree, I have no. Look, Minal, it takes time, okay? Look, you don't expect yourself to master anything just by looking at it for a few days. Even me taking control of data science took years. I didn't learn it right after my MS degree either. So it takes time. But as you start using these terms more often with people, you start looking them up often when you're working. So then you automatically just start learning them. That this is what it means. And they're just terminologies, nothing more than that. It's all about how you sell it. Okay, like when I sell dividend flow, I tell them it makes your life easier, it makes it fun to use these AI features I'm giving you. It can help you save a lot of money. End of the day, whenever you're helping someone or you're trying to sell yourself, it always has to be how you can make that person more money or save them money. These are the two perspectives you need to always look at. And having a CS degree gives you a lot of benefit, because a lot of good investment bankers I know have computer backgrounds as well, because your maths is very strong. And for high level financial modeling and investment modeling, the mathematical and statistical principles need to be very strong. So yeah, Baki, look, everything you guys are learning in your undergrad right now, majority of it never comes in handy when you start your job. Everything you learn on the job, you learn on the job. Okay, so this master's and bachelor's degrees is just, what do we say, a basic requirement that you just need to go through in order to start a job. Everything you learn over there. And if any further questions anyone has? No, I can't disclose my company again because of confidential reasons and whatnot. But basically, if anyone wants to contact me, you can approach me on LinkedIn. Okay, you wanted to see the result of, let me check if the GEM anti-gravity results is ready. Okay, it's ready. Let me just share my screen again. Then I'll get to the next question after that. Okay, so let's see, anti-gravity. So okay, now take a look over here. It has completed it. This is the full result it has made. That it's basically saying high conviction gainers, PRL, pattern TAPLT, they have closed with the highest prices. Mid volume gainers are these many. This is the full result, and it's ranked it by industry as well. Okay, so auto industry, it's given the full ranking. I'll share it with you on the group for you to see as well. Okay, accept all. So make full use of this. Let me also open it here as well so I can share it with you without problems. Let me download it. I will share this with Ali. Okay, he will share it with all of you in the WhatsApp group. Okay, it's an MD file. But the one place where I felt it should have worked is it should have also given me proper more feedback, but I guess I didn't tell it properly. That's why. But it did give us the answer that refinery sector, these are all the companies you should look at it investing. Again, it's AI, so don't trust it. You have to do your own analysis as well. So please do not blindly trust AI. You have to double check everything AI does. Even in my work, I have to double check it. Otherwise, AI is just built to make my time less, nothing more than that. Okay. So please do not trust AI like you can trust somebody else. Okay. Remember, end of the day, a human is needed. And regarding the PSX script, Aliman asked. So basically, I'm turning it into a library, similar to Yahoo Finance. I will publish it openly. Either ways, you can access it then. But it again will only give you data as per the last, based on 10-second intervals, not live. Okay. Now there is any further questions anyone has? Okay. So with that, I wish all of you, the best ahead. And I'm glad you all took the time to start learning more things on a weekend, because these are the kind of motivations that will take you ahead in your careers. But one thing I will tell all of you, please do not stress, okay? Stress is the worst thing any of you can go into, and it will compromise on your student life and in your careers. Remember, end of the day, all of us have to work hard, and we all have to, end of the day, just be buried in the ground. So just live your life as per your values before that. And remember, whatever happens, it's not the end of the world. There's always more in life to go at. Okay. Investing in, so what is the market cap? Look, Gen Z's, a good question, Aliman. So look, Gen Z's are investing a lot right now. Again, thanks to people like Mashal Khan, even though financially she's not as experienced as Malor people, but again, she's getting a lot of people on board. So that's a big deal for all of us. So when people are following again herds like that, this person's investing, we should also invest. So the market gap right now is that, again, Gen Zs are investing in stocks as if it's something to play with. They should also understand it's a future income as well, and a future capital they should value the most. I will highly say, tell everyone, why do not spend your entire money on things like properties and all, because these are assets that actually, are very dangerous in this country. Sometimes some company society takes over it. Sometimes some society will ask you to replenish your property because it's the government's orders. Just have a house to live in. Your investment should be in the market, financial markets mostly. Okay. So the thing you should be addressing is how people can learn new financial available markets, how people can interact better with the markets, how they can save time. Like QR code payments of Jazz and Easy Pesa solved that problem, because nobody wants to share numbers and bank details, but they find it easier to pay via QR payments. So that is one market in fintech that was addressed very well. And the one thing, I believe Rast has been a huge help now, integrating all platforms in one place. So, which was a big development by State Bank. And libraries and tools, I'll give you a proper list, inshallah, in Ali's hands. He'll forward it to you, Shariar. Okay.